With Brazil's second-round presidential election only 3 days off, there are increasing signs of despair in the Bolsonaro campaign. In Sao Paulo, our correspondent Brian Meir has more details about this.
Second round presidential election is now only 3 days off, and as recent polls show that the Bolsonaro campaign has been unable to narrow the lead of former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, and that in fact he's picking up a little bit of ground after his first round victory by over 6 million votes. There's increasing signs of despair in the Bolsonaro campaign. Scandal after scandal has rocked his campaign since October 2nd. Most recently, one of his key allies, Roberto Jefferson, opened fire with a machine gun and hand grenades against 4 federal police officers who had come to arrest him for making violent threats against Supreme Court Justice Carmen Lucia. Now, yesterday, the Bolsonaro campaign issued an emergency complaint to the Superior Electoral Court claiming, without providing any material evidence, that the Lula campaign had illegally used airtime on radio stations in northeastern Brazil. The claim was rejected by the Superior Electoral Court, saying that the so-called audit they presented was not provided by an auditing company but by a political advertising company. Bolsonaro held a press conference last night for 10 minutes just complaining about it and showing more signs that he may reject the democratic process if he loses the election this Sunday. But at the same time, there's signs that he's more and more politically isolated. Last night at his press conference, the only ally at his side was his chief of intelligence, General Augusto Heleno. His own vice president candidate, General Walter Braga Neto, has failed to appear in any appearances with him recently. And so, as we move into the final stretch here, things are looking better for former President Lula than they are for incumbent Jair Bolsonaro.